Hello everyone and welcome to the latest edition of Sports Connect News. I'm Jason Greer and here are the top stories in your world of sports. Ireland clinch Six Nations Grand Slam. Manchester City storm into FA Cup semis. Edwards retains UFC welterweight title. And Canada secure first ever SailGP win. Well, let's get underway with some rugby, where Ireland won their fourth Grand Slam as they wore down 14-man England in a tense Six Nations finale in London.
Are we to see?
Two early Owen Farrell penalties put England ahead before Ireland hit back with a well-worked Dan Sheehan try. England's hopes of an upset were dashed when Freddie Stewart was sent off just before half-time.
You have time to turn your shoulder. Direct contact to 8 is high level of danger. No, I'm not guessing.
Red card! Red card! Freddie Stewart is sent off, and England are down to 14. Yeah. Dear. Oh!
He's not preparing for contact. He's not taking...
Robbie Henshaw and Rob Herring tries, either side of Sheehan's second of the game, ensured Ireland's first Grand Slam in 5 years and, of course, first win in Dublin.
And see if they can put a big man over. Aki Henshaw! Robbie Henshaw! The power and precision of Ireland on that occasion was more than England's defence could handle. They have their second try and they have some daylight on the scoreboard, and they're beginning to believe in the Aviva that this might well be their day.
England, much improved from their humiliating defeat by France at Twickenham last week, scored a deserved second-half try through Jamie George, but were unable to pull off a major upset and ruin Ireland's big day. Despite being tested by a resilient English side, Ireland found a way to win as they gave talismanic captain Johnny Sexton the perfect send-off in his final Six Nations match, even though his day ended early because of injury. The full-time whistle was greeted with Irish celebrations at a jubilant Aviva Stadium as the home side delivered on their immense promise, having entered the competition as the world's #1 side.
It's a special occasion, especially with the weekend that it's been outside of our hotel, etc. You know what I mean? So we felt a duty that we couldn't let people down, and I would say there's a sense of relief to get the job done, you know, but immensely proud. I mean, Grand Slams are not just won on nights like this, they're won over not just the 8-week period, but over the time that we've been together, you know, so we've been building to this, and I'm just glad that we got the job done.
Ballynahinch has just exploded, I'm sure.
Growing up, all you want to do was play for Ireland. I said it during the week, I don't know why, but I always wanted to captain Ireland, and this fella asked me to do it. Probably one of the best days of my life, and then obviously to have this today, even better. So they're a great group, great management team, great bunch of players, and it's said in the dressing room there, it's not the end, there's plenty more left in this team.
Who needs the luck of the Irish? Well done to them. France finished their Six Nations campaign in second spot behind Grand Slam champions Ireland, despite signing off with a 41-28 bonus point win against Wales in Paris. Wales started brightly, taking the lead through a George North try, but they were largely blown away thereafter as France scored 5 tries through wing Damien Penaud, inside centre Jonathan Dainty, tight head Eugenie Antonio, and outside centre Gael Fickou. France fullback Thomas Ramos also kicked flawlessly, landing all 5 conversions and 2 penalties at the Stade de France, while Wales did notch further tries when far back from the scoreboard through replacement hooker Bradley Roberts, replacement scrum half Thomas Williams, and wing Rio Dyer. The victory temporarily moved France top of the Six Nations standings, only for Ireland to take the title and complete their 4th Grand Slam with victory over England in Dublin. France complete their 2023 Six Nations campaign with a record of 4 wins and a single defeat, having beaten England at Twickenham, Italy in Rome, as well as Scotland and Wales at the Stade de France, but lost to Ireland in Dublin.
Nobody warned them about the fireworks.
So there are the final standings of this year's Six Nations Championship. Never in doubt for the Irish. I'm sure it was some heck of a St. Patrick's Day weekend party after that famous result. But in the world of football, yeah, that man again, Erling Haaland, scored his 6th hat-trick of the season as Man City turned on the style to thrash Vincent Kompany's Burnley 6-0 at the FA Cup quarter-final. Here are the highlights of that one-sided affair.
Maatsen for Burnley. Darori will take a touch and he's done well here. And that's a lovely ball out towards Teller. Manchester City players just backing away. This is Teller! Well, Ortega had to make the save. I'm not quite sure it was curling in, but it was a good effort nonetheless. Haaland. Alvarez. Back towards Haaland, who will get there ahead of Bailey Peacock-Farrell, and Manchester City lead. And it's Erling Haaland once again. It's his first FA Cup goal. And having struck 5 in midweek in the Champions League against Leipzig, the Norwegian is at it again. It's his 40th goal across all competitions this season for Manchester City. Inevitable, really. The touch was perfect, and City have the advantage. And it's really coming down now. This is De Bruyne for Foden, who's got space to work with. And it's Haaland, it's 2. In the blink of an eye, Manchester City have potentially taken this game away from Burnley. The Championship leaders were good up until now, but 2 goals in 3 minutes, and City in usual dominant mood, and it's Haaland again. Foden. De Bruyne. City starting this second half in determined fashion. This is Walker, and it's Mahrez! Terrific stop. Peacock-Farrell somehow keeping that one out. How about this for a ball from Walker? First time volleyed effort. Mahrez denied. De Bruyne gets his head up here. Mahrez. Alvarez wants it. Haaland. Mahrez. This is Foden. Oh, denied by the post. Haaland! That's the hat-trick. And that's surely the tie. It's his 6th Manchester City treble. What a season he's having. Foden denied by the woodwork. Haaland on hand as ever. Alvarez. Neat touch. Does really well. Foden swiftly on Mahrez. All the creative players involved here for Manchester City. De Bruyne calling for it. Here is De Bruyne still going. It's Alvarez. Wonderful Manchester City goal. Superbly constructed, simply finished. Just look at the way that City moved the ball. So much confidence and technique. All of the players involved know exactly what they're doing. It's a simple finish from the Argentine, and that's 4 just past the hour. Burnley brushed aside. De Bruyne. He is again the Belgian. He's got options left, right, and through the centre. Foden. And still going. Oh, it's pushed away. It's Palmer! The substitute on the score sheet. And City lead by 5. Still got 22 minutes remaining here. Foden's cross comes shot, pushed into the path of Palmer. Peacock-Farrell couldn't do anything else. The substitute takes up a really good position, and it's a clever finish. First of the season for Cole Palmer. Take her away. Flicked on towards De Bruyne by Alvarez, and the Belgian back toward the Argentine. He's got first drop here. Still got a bit of work to do. Oh, but he does it in so much style. He's had a wonderful game. It's his 2nd. It's Manchester City's 6th. And this is something special. De Bruyne with the assist. City far too good. 6 of the best.
In Germany, Borussia Dortmund climbed to the top of the Bundesliga standings after demolishing visitors Cologne 6-1 on Saturday, with Sebastian Haller and captain Marco Reus both scoring twice.
Wolf. Neat inside, it's fine Marlon. And an opportunity here, and beautifully put away by a man in form. Well, they've got so many forward here. Sebastian Haller. Oh, that's a lovely chip through. Good save by Schweber to deny Marlon. Danger hasn't passed. Guerrero tees it up. Oh, what a finish. It's Marlon. It's Tonio Marlon. Too hot to handle. Might just help him out with those contract talks. But this is a good move from Köln. And Selke stinging the palms of the goalkeeper. But he does score on the rebound. It's Dahoud who goes for it, clawed away and tucked in by Sebastian Haller. Haller on a hat-trick. And it's Reus! Bundesliga goal, number 150.
Still to come, Edwards beats Kamaru to retain title, and Djokovic denied entry into the USA. Hello, you're still tuned in to Sports Connect News. I'm Jason Greer, and there was some big MMA action this weekend. Leon Edwards retaining his welterweight title as he beat challenger Kamaru Usman at the UFC 286 by majority decision to extend his unbeaten streak to 12 in his first defense of the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5
Judges scored the trilogy fight at the O2 Arena in London 48-46, 48-46, 47-47 in favor of the Briton, who landed the cleaner blows as their third fight went the distance.
for the winner by majority decision, and still the UFC undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Leon Rocky
Listen to him, Leon. Listen to the crowd. Pay appreciations to their champion. This has to feel good for a kid from England to live in this moment.
headshot there, headshot there, headshot there.
What a competitive fight. When you came to the center, did you feel like you had done enough to get the victory?
Yeah, 100%. They didn't get no takedowns. They attacked takedowns. I was landing more cleaner shots. Took out his legs. But fair play to Kamaru, you know, it's been my hardest fight to this day. And I want to say thank you to be a great competitor.
Leon, the leg kicks, the body kicks. Let's take a look at your work up here. Those were very important in you getting this victory. You were constantly beating up the body and the legs. Were you trying to set up the high kick? Is that what you were trying to do with all those kicks?
Yeah, 100%, but clearly him and his coaches worked the defense too, you know, so I couldn't get the kick around his head no more. In a perfect defense, but I was trying to set him up with the body kicks, leg kicks, so get his hands up lower, but fair play to him to being disciplined all the way through the fight.
Did you understand how close the fight was going into round 5 and round 4, especially with that Finch grab looming so large in the scoring?
Yeah, 100%. I know it was a close fight, so I knew I had to go out there, land the cleaner shots. Even though there was pressure and you weren't landing much, you know. You're just keeping a good pressure, but no, not much happened apart from the kicks.
Leon, you just beat one of the greatest welterweights of all time for the second time, cementing yourself.
Listen to the crowd, DC.
As the UFC welterweight champion, there could be no questions anymore. I know you want to rest and bask in this, but what do you want to see next? I know you're the champion. I know they're supposed to call your name, But there's a guy here that likes to talk, and he's sitting in the crowd, and he'll be looking for a fight.
That man sat out for like a year and a half, 2 years. He ain't fought nobody. I'm a trip to Miami. See what them two autos going on with. See what's going on from there.
Well, that was a fantastic performance in a very tough, competitive fight. Congratulations to the UFC welterweight champion, Leon Rocky Edwards.
On to tennis now, where world number one Novak Djokovic has failed in his bid to play at next week's Miami Open after being denied entry to the United States. The 22-time Grand Slam winner had applied for special permission to enter the US because he's not vaccinated against COVID-19. The US requires international visitors to be vaccinated, and proof will be required until at least 10th of April. Djokovic withdrew from the ongoing Indian Wells event for the same reason. Djokovic, who also missed last year's Australian Open and was deported from the country because of his vaccination status, has said that he would skip Grand Slams rather than have a COVID-19 vaccination. He was permitted to travel to Melbourne in January and won a record-extending 10th Australian Open title, tying Rafael Nadal's men's record of 22 Grand Slam wins. Djokovic suffered his first defeat of the season last week when he was beat in straight sets by Daniil Medvedev in the semi-finals of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. He is next set to play on the clay of the Monte Carlo Masters from the 9th of April. On to the world of sailing. Canada made history by securing its first ever event win in a neck-and-neck showdown against home favourites New Zealand and season leaders Australia on the waters of Whakarapuo, Lyttelton Harbour on Sunday. The Canadians, led by New Zealander Phil Robertson, squeezed into the final showdown by narrowly beating Emirates Great Britain Sail GP team in the last moments of the 5th Fleet race. In the three-boat final, Canada went head-to-head with Peter Burling's hometown heroes with close crosses and lead changes throughout. Championship leaders Australia won both Sunday's fleet races but never posed a serious threat as the final unfolded. But the Aussies remained comfortable at the top of the overall season leaderboard with 84 points, while New Zealand in second place with 73 has slightly closed the gap. France remain in third despite finishing 5th in Christchurch, but has a slim 1-point lead ahead of Emirates team GBR in 4th. The 9-strong F50 fleet will meet again for the Season 3 Grand Final in San Francisco on May 6th to May 7th, where the season champion will be decided.
We wrapped it up as the day went on. We did the same yesterday and finished with a bullet, so it's nice to do that 2 days in a row, and this one was a little more special than yesterday. I'm so stoked to win at home, and I've got my parents here and my wife and brothers, so it's super special for me. I've got good mates on the shore, and I haven't raced here before, so I'm pumped, and for Canada it's just amazing, you know. This team's pretty new and we're pretty fresh, and we've been working hard to be competitive with all these top teams, and yeah, today's just an example of what we can do when we put it all together. So it's good, it's nice to see a bit of progress and get an event win and get that little monkey off our shoulders. So happy days.
You are still tuned to Sports Connect News. On to some cycling action now, where Mathieu van der Poel won the Milan-San Remo to claim the first monument of the season 62 years after his grandfather won the race. UAE Team Emirates set the pace, and their rider Tim Wellens took the lead in the final stages before handing it over to his teammate Tadej Pogacar. But he had Filippo Ganna, Wout van Aert and Van der Poel for company on the final descent. However, Van der Poel launched his attack on the summit of the Poggio with 5.5 kilometers to go and stormed into the lead, extending it as they entered the city, with the other three riders fighting it out for second place. The Dutchman crossed the line with his arms raised after nearly 6.5 hours, and Ganna took second ahead of Van Aert and Pogacar. The victory was Van der Poel's third after winning the Tour of Flanders in 2020 and 2022, following in the footsteps of his French grandfather Raymond Poulidor, who won the race in 1961. To some NBA now, and to the hoops. The Utah Jazz beat the Boston Celtics 118-117 at Vivint Arena this weekend. After a 6-game road trip followed by 4 days off, the Jazz returned home and picked up a win, improving to 34-36 on the season. Let's take a look at how the Jazz did it.
Coast Health providing the exceptional care you need. South Coast Health. Brown on Agbaji. Now the switch over Horton Tucker, another three.
Yeah, I fully expected the Celtics to get off to
Jazz coming off his best game in Miami. Jalen just hunting matchups, hunting openings, and hunting the rim.
That is different. Kornet is an excellent passer when he catches the ball in the paint.
At the shot clock buzzer, at the end of the quarter buzzer, Lauri Markkanen, who've been quiet for 11 minutes and 59.
But when they were moving that ball quickly, that's when I thought the Celtics were at their best.
Tatum for history. Another two.
It's open. He's got a lot of few looks today, but that time he knocked it down.
Markkanen ties it. He's up to 16. Jalen running at the back of Rudy Gay, and the Celtics have the lead just like that.
Jalen Brown flexing with that.
He's up to 18. Quick three. Another one for Grant Williams, 6th of the night.
If you look at the coach, I told you I could shoot.
Continues to roll. Celtics trying to hang on to second place in the Eastern Conference. Grant has been money from the corner all night long.
Nylon only.
That's a pretty good look for Markkanen. Celtics got lost and paid the price. Down by 1 in the closing seconds. Horton Tucker, the drive and the lead. A road trip full of drama. Latest chapter about to unfold. Grant Williams blocked at the rim. And it's over.
Grant gets the catch. Decides to challenge two guys at the rim. It's not his strength. I'm not sure I understood the play here.
Elsewhere, Jalen Brunson scored 24 points in his return from a left foot injury, leading the New York Knicks to a 116-110 victory over the Denver Nuggets at the Madison Square Garden. With the win, the Knicks secured their first winning season in an 82-game setup since 2012, as well as their first sweep of the Nuggets in 2 decades.
They recognize the depth of the challenge of defending Nikola Jokic in today's game.
Katie said it perfectly. Biggest lead was 10. Now Brunson.
See, that's what he does. See, the create the contact, throw the head back, give the holler, and you're good. It's a good touch. Watch, create contact, boom, scream, holler, soft touch, kiss off the glass.
No long lead. Jeff Green, and he's denied by Hartenstein. 3-point lead. Nuggets ever going to get the lead here in the first half. Under to Gordon, what a pass. And the basket counts and a foul. Boy, Jokic, he had to slow down the lob because Gordon wasn't quite in the picture yet. But he floated it beautifully.
Hartenstein.
Wouldn't you say that's it, Scott? Nuggets defensive rebound. They'll win this game. Over to Porter. He's going to fire another one. That's good. And timeout Tibbs. 8 straight points for the Denver Nuggets and their largest lead of 10 points.
There'll be another. They're going to drop right now.
Quickly thought about it. Still thinking. Out to Hart. Hart for 3. Josh Hart.
See, that's what
ties it up. Now Barrett. Up and under.
Jeff Hannon, you can't let that step through go.
Minutes remaining. Nuggets down by 2. Need a bucket this time down. Jokic has it. Spins into the lane. Puts it up and in. 24 for Jokic.
Not a bad shot. You're open after the fake, but where's KCP?
And Robinson the dunk.
Just another, not a great execution.
Well, we wrap up the show with some ice hockey action now. Mattias Janmark scored twice. Connor McDavid had a goal and an assist as the Edmonton Oilers defeated the Dallas Stars 4-1.
1 point away from a 130-point season. We have not seen that in this league for almost 3 decades now, so prime opportunity.
Nugent Hopkins over 30 goals, 80 points, career highs. Pressure still on, and it's moved to Foegele, and he scores.
Good night. Wow.
Tremendous movement. Domi for Johnston. He gets bumped down, pops right back up. Desharnais stayed with him the whole time, and it's loose out in front side of the net. Taken by Domi. Skinner made the save as he was scrambling, and Domi got a great look in tight. Now shorthanded the other way. It's McDavid, and fed across, scored. Mattias Janmark finishes off the 2-on-1.
Thread the needle, just a ethereal little pass by McDavid to Janmark, who drilled the Stars with, what, a 3-point game in depth.
Room for Heiskanen, in across the line, drop past Johnston. His shot saves Skinner. Johnston got his own loose puck. He scores! There was going to be a delayed call coming. Durant is going to hop on it. Feed it across. It's deflected, and now a race for it. And McDavid making up ground. Gets there, fed in front of backhand. Off the post. It stayed out. McDavid won the race, and he usually will, and it set up a glorious chance for Kane. Pressure still on. Bouchard to McDavid. That close. And now McDavid gets it back. He shoots. He scores. Connor McDavid does it again. 57th goal of the year and his 60th point on the power play. Once again,
he whips it out in front. They get the favorable bounce on that one off the pipe, and no answer for that bullet in the slot. Draisaitl to McDavid to Twine to 2-goal lead once again.
Weaves back to buy himself time and space for Domi. Chip it towards the slot. Stopped Ekholm. Over to Bjugstad. He'll turn. Has an empty net. Bjugstad. And he'll put it off the post. It was a tight angle, but an open net. The rebound. They score on the second effort. Mattias Janmark again.
David scores. That's critical execution, and it seemed rather routine after that for the Oilers, who played very well defensively.
Well, that's all we had time for tonight. Please do join us again on the next packed edition for more on the latest in the world of sports, only on Sports Connect News. I'm Jason Green. Goodbye.